but why would we be on time if Tana's involved? We're just standing down here, rotting away, while she just fucking dilly-dallies upstairs.
We're wasting money, is what's happening.
5:30 is the meet and greet. It's 5:26. I can't choose where it's at. I'm gonna show up and do my job, which is to meet and greet and be on the stage.
You meet and greet, baby.
You know? I think I hate everyone.
I definitely hate you.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I thought it would be funny to fight.
Super funny. Paige, I'm sorry if I'm being a little bit of a cunt. I just don't feel like I need to be here to set up this production. I love early Sally in there, and I know Hannah's just doing her job, but meet and greets at 5:30. I'm gonna be here at 5:30. And the lose money was just crazy.
I can't believe anyone rushed me for me to just sit around and I could have slept in. I'm like, okay, everyone can go into hibernation in like a week.
We're on time. We're on time.
1 minute, it's all love for Tana, and the next, everyone's jumping ship to back Brooke. The podcast streets are on fire, and the internet can't stop buzzing about the drama unraveling between Tana Mongeau and Brooke Schofield. Every day, it's a new TikTok clip, a wild theory, or fans taking sides like it's a full-on breakup. So what's actually going down? Let's rewind. Tana and Brooke have been on this wild world tour for their canceled podcast, jet-setting from city to city, soaking up the spotlight, but things haven't been all glitz and glam, because during that tour, they finally dropped a bombshell they'd been sitting on for a minute. The Jorts Skate video. Yep, Jorts Skate was the nickname for this major fight they had behind the scenes. And it was bad. We're talking full-on meltdown. And now, they finally played the whole thing for fans during one of the tour stops. Of course, people in the crowd whipped out their phones and posted everything online. Within hours, clips were flooding TikTok, and let's be real, it did not make Tana look like the victim. Honestly, it was kind of shocking she even gave the green light to show it.
On my own. You interviewed the Uber out. Everyone waits hours for you, but God forbid you sit for 10 minutes. I don't have time to do such a stupid Good, quit. I all the time.
Okay, quit.
God forbid she has to sit at the venue two minutes before she has to go out and do her meet and greet for all the people who paid to come see her. But now she's going to tour by herself, because why would Brooke need to be there?
The way she came across? Unbothered, messy, and low-key disrespectful. The video kicks off with
two managers who screamed at me for 3 hours saying, you need to figure out Tana, you need to get her in line, you need to hold her accountable. Your manager.
That's not fair to you. And then that's another fight I'm going to yell at someone else. I've been touring since I was 16.
I'm going to go to Seth and Brittany and I'm going to tell them I can't do this with Brooke.
They told me with someone yelling at me. I can't have someone
Nobody was fucking yelling at you. I made a joke about your tour.
Brooke, I called you and you were yelling at me about the money. Also, all day in my mood, you have been kind of picking at me.
No one knows the difference between when you're in a bad mood and when you're just being Tana.
Your job is to show up, do the meet and greet, and do the show.
No, I'm sorry that honestly, I don't have a job anymore because she's going to tour by herself.
Then if you want to be a and brown about it, then don't tour with me.
You said it. You said, I'm going to tour by myself. Honestly, I'm just going to tour by myself
tour
because
by
I don't
myself,
like
be
your
10
attitude.
minutes late and be happy.
You're 10 minutes late to everything. You were 3 hours late to the bus yesterday.
Okay, and you're a whiny, emotional bitch all the time. I love to do the show with you, but God forbid you make everything else around it
fighting. You're sitting around for 10 minutes in a green room, but it doesn't matter when 9 people are waiting 3 hours for you.
9 is crazy. She's on retainer salary. She doesn't give a I get there. His job is to film me.
No one here gets paid enough to deal with you. No one.
Dude, you lost your mind. Look at you.
Brooke just done with the nonsense.
That's right.
She's stressed and snapping, furious that they're late again, and she's not hiding it. She says straight up,
everyone is just so mean to me. I like to do things on my own schedule. And it is funny, even the internet's perception of me. Like, I'll see TikToks of you three, and all the top comments are like, Tana is asleep. And it's like, God forbid I watch one of them and review a Patreon in my room. I really have. I've been getting up early. Mongeau and I have been on like our own program. And I ended up in Ireland having to deal with a lot of internal work drama that I'm not going to podcast about, but it was hell on earth trying to figure it out, and that took an entire day. And then everyone's just coming at me like I'm literally a sloth and I hate my friends and I hate these beautiful places, and it's like I have other things to do.
No, it's not that. I just noticed it wasn't a priority of yours, and it's fine, but
my priority was editing the canceled Patreon.
No, that's not true. You spent 24 consecutive hours in the Paris mall, like no air.
But it's beautiful.
It is. It's gorgeous.
I also was making a vlog, and that's like what I wanted to do with my day. You know,
I know. I don't know why you're getting so defensive. I'm just saying.
Because I've been getting so much internal hate for me being on my own program.
Because Like, we just do want you to see it.
People just felt like Brooke was making Tana feel bad for not hanging and seeing the sights with them when she claims that she actually needed to handle work things.
What got me was you were like, God, I wish I had time to walk around. I'm like, you had so
I've been doing a
much
lot
time.
of other things. Like, genuinely, I have. I've also been to Paris 1,000 times. Like, I've seen the Louvre, I've seen the Arc de Triomphe.
I know, but we wanted you in house on the cliffs with us.
I was working on that internal bullshit, like, all day in Ireland. And I was so sad. I was crying about it. Like, I love Ireland. I wanted to be roaming around so bad, but like, people had to get paid and flights had to get booked and everybody needs something from me, you know? And that's the God honest truth.
I know.
But see that face?
Yeah, because I'm like, I'm sorry.
Like, you literally know that I had to do all of that.
I know, but I know that you're like, well, God forbid I have to watch a Patreon episode. Our Patreon episodes, by the way, are 1 hour long. And
I have
we
to
have
watch
been
3.
out of the country for 2.5 weeks.
That took 4 hours of my day. I've been talking to Devin every single day about like...
That Tana has no excuse for being this behind schedule. You can't even say you're tired.
Here's the thing. I don't want to be outside all of the time. I would love to be outside half of the time. And a lot of things have come up where like I end up having to do other things that is kind of on me in that sense.
You could perhaps sit in the park and watch a
I'm
Patreon
not working
episode.
on my laptop from the park. That's just not who I am. But like...
In Paris!
I love Paris. We had 5. I did so much. I went to my favorite restaurant. I went under the Eiffel with Mongeau. I walked around. I went to vintage stores around the hotel.
No, I'm just giving you a hard
Like,
time.
no,
I'm
I
just giving you a hard
know.
time, and trust me, it's totally fine because I've been having the most fun with my group.
Brooke says, pointing out that Tana had a full night of sleep and passed out on the bus. Brooke's voice is sharp, and you can feel the tension. She's clearly hit her breaking point. Meanwhile, Tana's posted up, acting like it's no big deal. She shrugs it off like Brooke's just being dramatic. Why do I gotta be there early? She asks. According to her, as long as she rolls in when the meet and greet starts, she's good. No prep, no extra time, no problem. But that vibe, it wasn't sitting right with Brooke or the fans. People online immediately started picking sides. Some felt for Brooke, saying she's always cleaning up the mess and taking things seriously. Others defended Tana, calling her laid back and saying Brooke overreacted. But no matter which side you're on, one thing's clear. That video cracked their perfect duo image wide open. And this was just the beginning. Things spiraled fast, the tension through the roof. So here's how it all exploded. Brooke was getting word that they were seriously behind schedule, like money on the line kind of late. Venue staff were stressing, everyone backstage was panicking. And then Tana calls her, but not to say I'm on my way or let's fix this. Nah, she hits her with a random question. Are you wearing jorts? And that was Brooke's breaking point. She's standing there, stressing about missing the time slot and losing money, and Tana's out here asking about jorts? Brooke was like, I don't care about your outfit. I care about getting to the venue on time. She wasn't playing around. Her voice, her face, you could tell she was done being the one carrying all the responsibility. Tana, on the other hand, kept complaining about why she even had to be there early in the first place. She didn't see the issue. In her mind, showing up exactly when the meet and greet starts was fine. But no one else was on that same page. The whole team was over it. The vibe backstage, super tense. Everyone was just fed up. After the show, everything hit the fan. Full meltdown. They start arguing again, and this time Brooke opens up about how she's been feeling the pressure, not just from the public, but from people on Tana's own team, like it's her job to keep Tana in line. That's why she was yelling earlier. She wasn't just mad. She was exhausted, emotionally and mentally. Tana didn't look great in any of this. Not on camera, not in the vibe, not in the crowd's reaction. By the time the audience finished watching the full Jorts Gate video on tour, they were clapping loud for Brooke. Fans were cheering her on like she just walked out of a boxing match. She was clearly the one keeping things together. And TikTok went off. Comments were calling Tana out hard. One person said Tana immediately telling Brooke to quit when she's just trying to be on time for Tana's own team. That's manipulative and gross. Others were like, this is exactly why they didn't release this footage. People would have sided with Brooke instantly. Some even joked, Tana really hit her with the I made you line. Like what? You don't get to use that when you're making everyone wait around for you. People weren't buying the power move. Another comment read, being late is bad, but making people sit around and wait on you? That's straight up disrespectful. Someone else dropped the mic. Tana is the president of gaslighting. Brooke stayed calm and explained everything clearly. I'd be mad too if I was doing my job and my own partner wasn't, and then threatened me for trying to fix it. Brooke walked out of that drama looking like the only one taking things seriously, and fans saw everything. Let's be real. People still love Tana, but during that Jortsgate madness, most folks had Brooke's back all the way. Fans were sounding off online like, Brooke was 100% in the right. One comment even hit hard with, it makes my blood boil when I'm late because someone else is out here playing around. And after that video dropped and the crowd started cheering Brooke's name, yeah, that was a moment. She stood there, finally getting the validation she'd been waiting for, while Tana was probably wondering how it all turned on her so fast. Now, Tana did try to explain herself. She claimed she's been touring since she was 16, and that being late kind of comes with the territory. That's just how it's always been for her, but fans weren't vibing with that excuse. Like, girl, this isn't your first tour. Showing up at the exact second a meet and greet starts and thinking that counts as on time? Nah. People were side-eyeing hard. But here's the kicker. Just when it looked like Brooke had the fan base locked down, everything shifted again. Fast forward to a new episode of their podcast, and drama creeped right back in. They started talking about their Europe tour. What should have been a fun, cute recap turned into another wave of low-key tension. Brooke mentioned how she, Paige, and her friend Bibi were out living it up across Europe, making content, exploring cities, having those girls' trip moments. But Tana? Barely around. Fans noticed and started asking, "Where's Tana?" under every video. It got awkward real quick when Brooke admitted on the podcast that they genuinely wanted Tana there. She wasn't throwing a fit, but you could hear the disappointment in her voice. It was like she was saying, we were doing this whole thing together, and you were ghost. But this time, the internet didn't rally behind Brooke like before. People started turning on her. Some viewers felt like she was guilt-tripping Tana for not being part of their little squad on every outing. Tana fired back, saying she wasn't just skipping for fun, she was working. Handling business stuff, brand deals, behind-the-scenes planning. It wasn't about avoiding them, it was about keeping everything running. Still, Brooke's energy felt a little off. Not angry, but kinda hurt. She was saying things like, I just wish I had, and never finished the thought. Fans picked up on it. You could tell there was something deeper there. Maybe resentment, maybe sadness, maybe both. Meanwhile, Tana spent the rest of the episode defending herself, trying to explain that she did want to be part of things, but couldn't do it all. She even said something like, I wasn't being shady, I was just overwhelmed. But that didn't stop the drama from boiling. Some fans were like, okay, but it's a tour. If you're not making memories with your girls, what's the point? Others clapped back with, not everyone wants to be a content machine 24/7. Let Tana handle her business. It became another mess. Comments split, opinions flying, and that whole Europe conversation turned into yet another reason for fans to debate whose side they're on. Brooke might have owned Jortsgate, but this Europe fallout? That one had people confused. And just like that, the balance shifted once again. So here's the real twist. While all this back and forth is going down, Brooke's out here saying she's having the most fun ever with her girl Paige, like everything's perfect. But fans weren't buying it. The comment sections lit up. One person said, Tana is finally being responsible and somehow everyone's mad about it. Another called Brooke insufferable and said she was just picking fights for no reason. Oof. People were riding for Tana in this one, saying she was calmly explaining herself, being real about her boundaries, and Brooke just wasn't hearing her at all. Like, no matter what Tana said, Brooke looked checked out, passive-aggressive to the max, and fans weren't afraid to say it loud. Some pointed out that Brooke keeps getting mad when Tana doesn't take things seriously, but then also gets mad when she does. One hot take had everybody screaming, without Tana, Brooke wouldn't even be in Paris. Let's not forget who opened these doors. The shade was heavy. And honestly, it brought up a good point. Not everyone's built the same. One person nailed it when they said, I love Brooke, but not everyone has the same social battery. Tana needing time to recharge or handle business doesn't mean she's a bad friend. It just means she's different. Then, there was that moment on the pod where Brooke tried to play it cool like, I know it's fine, but her tone? Not fine. It was the type of fine that means anything but fine. Viewers were screaming at their screens, saying it was frustrating to watch her act like she was over it while clearly not being over it. That passive-aggressive energy was jumping through the screen. At the end of the day, it's like, 1 minute it's Brooke's turn to be upset, then the next it's Tana's. It's this non-stop roller coaster. And while they keep saying everything's good, it really doesn't look good from the outside. This isn't just podcast drama anymore, it's like real friendship friction unfolding in front of millions. Messy, complicated, and super real. And that's where things are sitting right now with the canceled podcast. Between Jortsgate, the Europe tour tension, and this latest episode that had fans split down the middle, there's no denying these two are deep in their it's complicated era. Whether they bounce back stronger or fall apart, only time's gonna tell. So now it's your turn. What do you think about all of this? Are you Team Brooke or Team Tana after seeing how this all played out? Was Brooke just misunderstood, or was Tana finally standing her ground? And what's your take on the whole George Ski situation and this latest podcast episode? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm dying to know what side y'all are on. Thanks for watching, love you guys big time, and I'll catch you in the next one. Drama never sleeps, and neither do we. Bye.